Hello there.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey! All rise, order in the court. And yes, I made it to court. How about that? See?
Miracles do happen, and y'all all doubted miracles. It's going to be an exciting day, Creed. We're in court. We'll be hanging and banging.
We've been hanging and banging, brother.
And we're going to, we have a TPO today we're going to watch. And there's some pretty serious subject matter that we'll see.
Okay.
I will go ahead and tell you now, at the end of this, the judge will tell us a lie about how she's going to take some time and think about it and come back and tell us the verdict. She does not.
The magic of editing.
Yeah, she does not come back and tell us anything. So we're going to have to just kind of take this at face value, make our own decision about how we feel. She had the 30-day TPO. She wants the 12 months. It's going to be decisive. I think we're going to split the room in half on this case.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough because you're going to hear the petitioner give her story, and you'll be like, "Wow, that's horrible." And then he's going to say some stuff that's going to maybe shed a little doubt. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to try and sway anybody.
All right.
We'll give it a listen. Like I said, some of the stuff that's said is kind of harsh. So just a heads up if there's small children around. Earmuffs.
This is
earmuffs, kids.
Right. Okay.
Multiple incidents of respondent being verbally, sexually, and physically violent towards you since you dismissed your TPO in March.
The judge is a little low, by the way.
I was just going to ask.
So there was no physical, like him putting his hands around my neck again, but everything else, absolutely. Which is why I'm just, because to be honest, I mean, I don't want a divorce. I just want him to, I don't want him to be even, I wish he didn't have to be gone. I just want him to realize that these things are not okay. And the kids should.
Again, okay. She had one TPO and canceled it. She has just made a statement in the first few minutes that's going to ring out through your head like Crass's podcast, Trollty podcast on YouTube. Check
No
that
divorce wanted.
She doesn't want any of that stuff. She just wants him to know he's done wrong. But none of that makes any sense, even though we're heading into divorce.
No, you don't. Somebody that you want to stay with or don't want a divorce, you don't go get a protection order. But okay, and by the way,
she's going to confuse us quite a bit during this. Some of the things she says will be confusing, and some of them will be shocking and disgusting, like this comment.
We're not even in it. 10 seconds, and we're already. My God,
we're already pausing.
Yeah,
let's go.
Shouldn't be seeing this or hearing it. And as much as I would like the 30 days to have been enough, I just know that his pattern in his history, even back to his first marriage, it has proven that most likely could very well not be the case. So, you know, am I afraid that he's going to come home and, you know, try to, you know,
thank you, Bigfoot,
kill me or physically like punch me in the face or something? No, I'm not afraid of that.
Again, she just said, I'm not afraid of him coming home, punching me in the face or hurting me or killing me.
And I don't want a divorce, but I want a protection order against you.
Again, a little confusing. She's about to say some stuff that's going to be very troubling, but remember all these little pieces she's given us here at the beginning. It's a little confusing. Maybe she's got the victim syndrome or whatever from being in it for so long, but it's very confusing already.
I don't think at this point he would do anything like that. But everything else, I just don't know. And then by doing everything else, it just leads to other things. Like if I say anything back and we end up having a heated conversation, I don't know. I really don't know what the best decision is, to be honest.
TBH.
When you all argue, does it turn physical or threatening?
So recently, no. And that's why when that happened in March, it really caught me off guard because he's always been verbally abusive, like cursing and calling me the B word in front of the kids, or and that's not good either. I'm not saying that should be normal, but unfortunately that has been the case. But as far as the physical aspect of things, it caught me off guard, especially because sorry, I'm like kind of shaking, but it's kind of because I wasn't even in his face. I wasn't cursing at him. My finger wasn't in his face or anything. It's just
confusing already.
Deborah, 3 Bones, thank you. Yes, this is off to a crazy start. KH, thank you. You're early today, by the way. You're not even super late.
I know. Again, this guy, if anything she's about to tell us is true, he's a complete a-hole. But
right.
She is kind of all over the place. She's kind of like, I don't know, to be honest.
Really is not sure what she wants or what is best, but here we are in court with judge and him and ready to put your case out there.
The amount of uncertainty is kind of troubling. Thank you.
Thank you.
We need more people like you that love this channel. It's not a fact of people just loving it. It's a fact of just getting it in front of people. So if you're in another chat somewhere sometime, name drop us. We don't mind.
Like something randomly just came over him at that moment.
Okay.
Possession.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was just going to ask, did something happen that made you file this in May?
Yes, just because even though he hadn't physically put his hands around my neck again, his behavior, it's almost as if he just hates me. That's why I asked Miss Johnson to ask him, does he just want to get a divorce? Because the way he speaks to me and the lack of respect that he has for me in front of the kids, I'm just like,
Gary,
how can you can't love a person that you treat that way. So,
it's more like being at the counselor than being in court right this
second. Want to get divorced? No.
Very much so.
I'm just like, well, if you don't want to communicate with me,
almost like she wants the judge to
tell me what to do.
Right.
I've asked him to come to church, but I know that's the touchy, delicate topic. So, I understand that, but at least doing something to make an effort to work on our marriage, especially for the kids' sake. There's 4 kids in the house that shouldn't be seeing you or hearing you
said that they were screaming
say or do all these things, and for them to know that you're and hear you threatening to kick us out of our home and all these things. Sorry. It's just been a lot. So I felt like me not moving forward with the last PTO because I was afraid. I was afraid. I didn't know if, nobody just wants their family to blow apart like that. So, I didn't move forward. But then to see him still being this like ugly person, this hateful person to me in front of the kids, cursing me out before we go to church, you know, and threatening us when we come from church. I had to hold my phone up on FaceTime in the church to show him, like, I'm not sitting next to any guys. Like,
They think she's out running around doing
Church.
something. Here
That's
she
where
is in church.
all the hottest men are and all the hookups are made.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, thank you. 2 bones. Appreciate the late fee. We don't ask for it. We don't want to be
But we'll definitely take it.
We don't
Thank
people told us when we used to, call out everybody for being late that they, it's a little embarrassing. So we don't say anything and we happily take that. Thank you.
Again,
Right.
here we go.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's just been like overwhelming. And I don't think that anybody has told, I mean, I'm obviously the only person that's telling him this. You know, his family can't be telling him this. They've cut us, so they've cut me off. So for him, because that's where he was all this time. So if his family's, I took that as if his family is not even calling to check on me or the kids.
Family alienating. We've seen that happen a lot.
We also instantly want to say that if you're being that way where you're like making her check in and like show you that you're at church, you're probably the one that's cheating.
I've always had that too. I've always thought that if you've got like this blamer type attitude where like, I know you're up to no good. I know you're doing this. I know you're doing that. It makes me feel like, hey, maybe they're the one cheating. They're the one running around. They're the one with that, mentality.
Grigsy, look at you.
Grigsy, you sly bastard.
Yeah, so far, even though it's super confusing, she seems like a beaten down, battered woman, and it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
But
really sad.
I'm gonna wait and
cast our judgment towards the end.
I jump the gun a lot. So
remember, she's already dismissed one TPO that she had. She dismissed it. She got rid of it. The whole church thing. I mean, I know a lot of couples where only one party goes to the church. I mean, that's nothing out of the ordinary. But
if his family's not checking to see how we're doing financially, because they know that he has not allowed me to work the last going on 3 years, he knows.
Why are
this.
you not allowed to work?
He said, like, after I had Sebastian, he just said it was he made it seem as though it was a waste of time to try to work. I would be wasting gas, wasting time, wasting money, trying to go back to school. I should just stay home. And initially I was thinking, oh yay, like my husband just wants me to stay at home. But I've realized this was just a means of major control, because that's the first thing out of his mouth, out of his father's mouth. When I called the police, when he put his hands around my neck, his dad called yelling at me, telling me I was stupid for doing that. What am I going to do? Because I know I don't have anything. So it's just been like this mental thing. And
did you you put something in your petition about checking your bank account to make sure your family's not sending you money?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the day before he left because of all this, he asked me often to look at my bank account, but that specific day, he, I think a week before, their grandmother, my older 2 kids' father, who's barely around anyway, randomly sent his mother $200 to send to me for the kids. And, he wanted to check my bank account because he said I didn't tell him, and he wanted to check my bank account to see what I spent the money on. And then he tried to tell me, like, anyway, I don't know if that's important, but yes, he constantly asked me to show him my bank account. And if you were to look at my bank account now, you would see the only money going in my account has only ever over the last 3 years been from him. So I'm not getting any additional money from anywhere, but I don't know.
Okay. And did something happen right before his surgery?
Before we get in that, controlling the money. I mean, this is all so far. This is all textbook stuff with someone that's isolating and controlling somebody, top to bottom.
Oh,
Top to
textbook,
bottom.
right? Textbook situation.
Everything
all of
she
it.
said so far.
Right.
Again, she should have kept the first TPO. We were already done this one time, so it does have to cast doubt in your mind. Will she do it yet again with this one? Because she's already said, "Hey, I created a channel just so I can tell you
Heck
my
yeah.
first live ever." Wow.
Awesome. Former lurker. Now,
Content creator.
I love it. Good to see you, Lucy. Thank you.
Best of luck. So let's see. Maybe we should have worry in our mind that she's gonna just take him back again because she loves this man. I see why though. He's pretty great so far.
All right, Jeff. That's better.
So his surgery was April 20th.
Except
All that other stuff happened in March. So
That other stuff out of there.
pretty much right before, whether it was right before the surgery or after, it was just verbal. And as the weeks went on, that's when that sexual abuse situation happened. And to be honest, that wasn't even as bad as it has been.
Is
'cause
somebody
he wasn't
after
as
him?
strong, but nothing physical, like I
Can
said.
you tell me?
Is somebody chasing him? He is
I
constantly doing
know.
like this. Like
doing a lot of looking. And it comes off, as many of you said in the chat too, that he ain't paying no attention to any of this.
he's just looking around. He's kind of scary acting. I don't know. It's not good.
We hear a lot with these. That's almost all you get, to be honest with you. Almost you'll notice if you watch enough of these protection order cases, it is almost rare that people actually come swinging with actual evidence and stuff.
Hard visual, audio.
Yeah. And these are very tough, I would imagine, for judges, simply because it is kind of not cut or dry. Most of these, you have to figure out yourself who you believe and what's going on, and if they're. And again, keep in mind, we're looking for actual acts of violence, of things that were done illegally, basically. In order to
Harassment,
exactly.
any of those things. The family violence is number one, what we're going for in this protective order that she seems like she doesn't want, but she's kind of being forced into. I don't know. It's very
Still
very
awesome.
scared. And I do think it's cool they named their one kid Sebastian. I loved Little Mermaid.
No, I was just a big fan of the Bach, from
Oh well. He is youth gone wild.
Like, it wasn't as bad as it has been. Can you tell me how it was?
I mean, if I said no, he would just force me. He would just rip my underwear off and just push my legs open.
Ugh.
Period. Like, it was just that simple. I'm not stronger than him, but
So how often did that happen?
Oh, I don't even know. That's happened for over the years. That's just happened over the years. And I don't really tell him no like that anyway, even when I don't want to, just because I don't want any problems. But the times that I have, it didn't really matter.
That's bad.
There's been some times where he just left me alone, but it's been more times where he just forced me to do it. And then, like I said, this last time he wasn't that strong, so he just followed me around and jerked at everything.
Right.
Okay. She just hit us with a bomb of some very, very disturbing stuff. So wrong. So not right. Yeah, I know people say all the time, I've seen it where like, oh, but they're married. You can't R-word your spouse. Yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what she's claiming here. This last time, though, she said he wasn't strong enough, so he just followed her around jerking on stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she meant by that.
Jerky on everything, I believe was the exact verbiage. I don't know. Sounds terrible. That is exactly what it's called, Douglas. Not right. Very wrong. You lose your PP rights when you do those kinds of things.
Did he really?
He does. He does a lot of smirking.
Oh, that
What
is
did you? What
sick.
did you send?
I sent the crime case from 2018. I sent the previous PTO. I didn't know if that would matter or not, but I just sent it. I sent a copy of his bank statements just because, and I hate to, it's like I'm not trying to cause him any harm, but I know if he'll do it to one wife and kid, he'll do it to me. So he's gotten out of child support a lot because he claims that he does not make a certain amount of money, but I know better. And
Well, child support for first wife is probably not going to be relevant.
She's
oh,
not
no, I
sure,
think
Kenya.
that
She
his
doesn't. She
bank
acts like she
records, so they
doesn't
could
know.
show if I had to ask for any sort of
Very
help.
quickly, so
that-
now here's another little piece to the puzzle. They are still married,
Mhm.
combined, and she's still going for a protection order, even though she wasn't really sure in the beginning. Those of you who are late to the party, it was
She's
very-
had one already and got rid of it.
Right. Oh, she was hoping that in 30 days he basically learned a lesson, which he didn't. But so I'm guessing when we're talking about child support and stuff, I'm guessing they haven't lived together for a while, maybe. I mean, so if she had another protection order, she'd said 30 days, but I would imagine it was longer. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and in the meantime, during that 30, they're not allowed to contact each other. It works both ways. They aren't allowed to do that. So, I mean, there's been some time apart, but it still seems like she doesn't know what she wants to do. He does look like a kind of a mean guy, but that's just he might be mean mugging.
The smirking that's just.
Yeah, that's very wrong. Again, very troubling things that she is alleged. We're not saying he did it, but it's alleged right now.
that he has money there. There's that he does make enough. I wouldn't, and it's not like I would be trying
I
to.
see what you're saying. If we get to that, okay.
Kind of weird to bring that up, but okay.
It
is a little
Um,
strange.
Did did I name 4 things? I think that might have been, oh, and the police report from March. I can't remember the actual date. I'm sorry, but it was from this past March.
Okay. The police report narrative portion, we don't usually look at because that can be hearsay unless there needs to be some impeachment, but
Of course.
if we need to, we'll get those exhibits, okay? But it sounds like everything you've told me already, okay. We've got, all right. If you want us to take a look at any of it, we can. The TPO is, I understand that you filed that. We can see it in here. But the police report stuff, you already told me you called the police, and anything the police said is, but we can, if you.
Good point,
if
Griggsy.
there's something I need to read in it, we can.
Good point.
I don't really know.
Okay, well, we may pull it up because I'm gonna hear from him, and then I'm gonna hear from you again, and
She's dug a good hole for him. Let's see if you can get out of it.
Okay.
Mr. Richardson, do you have any questions you want me to ask her? Let me say this. You don't need to ask her questions unless you want to, because I'm going to hear from you. So if you just want to tell me your side of the story, you can, or if you have any questions, you can ask me and I will decide if it's appropriate to ask her.
I have no questions to ask her.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Richardson,
I did not
you'll
expect
stay
that.
Muted, and now I'm going to.
Okay, Carrie was right about the
hear from
voice.
Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson.
I was supposed to be
please
like,
tell me
look
your
here.
full name.
John Antonio Richardson.
Okay, Mr. Richardson. So if you can tell me what you want me to know about the allegations against you related to this petition.
Yes. I would like to state that I feel I have being cited with a defamation of character.
Mm.
And in regards to the TPO,
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you about.
sure. Where it states respondent is ordered not to have any contact, direct, indirect, or through another person with petitioner by telephone, fax, email, or any other means of communication. I myself honored that TPO and did not violate that. My wife, she communicated with me the day that I was served the TPO. So my wife came to the front door with the officer, and she stood there while the officer communicated with me. Then my wife went back to the vehicle. We waited for the sheriff to come. Once the sheriff arrived 30 minutes later, he issued me the TPO. He told me he reiterated I was not to have any communication at all with the petitioner, nor my family was to contact the petitioner on my behalf. And it goes on both sides, that neither myself or the petitioner were to communicate with each other or have our family members communicate through us.
Third
Mr.
party. We
Richardson,
know what
I'm
a
sorry to
TPO is.
interrupt you, but I'm talking about the allegations about
No paging, no
alleged
flowers,
TPO
no
being issued.
texts.
Your wife is actually not subject to the TPO. So it's not, she doesn't have a prohibition of contacting you. Whether or not that's a good idea, that's another story, but I'm asking you about what is
I'm Sonny
alleged in
Liston.
the
I'm Jack
petition and
Gibson.
what
There's
you
no one like I'm
testified to here today. That's what I'm talking.
I personally think he sounds more like Cat Williams, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He sounds
I
like
can see
Cat
that.
Williams, one of the best comedians ever.
Talking about.
So, I lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry. I just, we've
I'm
got some
sorry.
good cases and I want to just focus you on what I need
Sure.
to hear about.
So the entire, I guess what I'm trying to convey to you has a great relevance from some from the TPO where, like, my wife contacted my sister. Well, she did it on a messenger, and she stated her current position as to her thoughts in regards to my daughter's TPO and mine. And I'm sorry, I've really gotten unfocused.
Okay, let me ask you a couple questions. And then
Talking in
maybe
a circle
that'll help
right
you.
now. He's gone
You heard
nowhere.
what she said about what happened in March regarding putting your hands around her neck and pushing her up against a wall. Did that happen?
I did. My wife has, she has,
It's a yes or
I
no.
feel she's on a streak of revenge. So, and I documented, I sent all the like texts that copied her expressions where she's stating that my daughter is like a demon. She hates her soul.
Which daughter?
This is the church lady, right? Do we believe that she's calling the kid a demon? I mean, she's supposed to be this really nice church lady. Look at her face though, right there. The demon.
Huh. I mean, he's a lot of word salad and pauses, but at least we got to that part.
He should have been. He should have come out with a hard no. He really didn't answer the question at all. He just said,
Right.
She's on a revenge streak, which means nothing.
Anybody who answers a yes or no question with a giant long paragraph of nothing, I usually look at as a liar. By the way, did one of the kids DoorDash a Sprite or something? Hear the talk.
Thank God one of them went to work. All right, let's go.
What are we talking about?
My
another
I have
child?
yes, I do. She's
How
her
old is
name
that
is
daughter?
19.
Okay. So I'm sorry, did you answer my question about whether you put your hands around her throat and push
No.
her against the wall?
I'm sorry, I thought I said I did not.
You did not. Okay.
So there Chelsea, my wife Chelsea, she has
Not to
have
be
it
confused with my girlfriend.
documented
Chelsea.
in the text that she sent where she is disgruntled against the things that happened between her and my daughter, even where her and my daughter got in a physical fight. I was trying to bring the two of them together to mediate their disagreements, and it turned into a physical altercation. At the one period of time where I was trying to restrain my daughter to ensure that she didn't leash back out at my wife Chelsea, I had my daughter Chelsea contained in a corner, and I had my arm up like around close to her neck to stabilize her. And then I had to turn around, and my wife Chelsea was attempting to physically fight my daughter. So they both were swinging at each other. So I had to grab my wife and try to.
He was stabilizing her when he had his arm around her, Creed. That was a stabilization move. Kendra, have you ever done that to anybody?
At least he's kind of talking about something on track once.
His voice sounds exactly like something I've seen before, and I cannot think of it.
Well, I just know that I was a bit shocked when we're talking about this dominant man who's coming in and doing what he's doing, and then all of a sudden with the little voice, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, he seems pretty soft, but don't mean he can't be an asshole.
True that.
Restrain her from physically fighting my daughter. And of course, during that time period, I was just fussing and probably cursing as well. You know, I'm trying to bring peace between the two of them. And here they are, getting in a physical altercation. So the entire time, I don't know, it's a mess. If I were allowed to read some of the verbiage on the messenger, you could better understand how.
See if you can find a clip of the movie or the SNL skit, The Ladies' Man.
I'm on it.
I finally figured it out. It's exactly that voice.
All right.
I'm being targeted by my wife, and
we'll get to any exhibits you have, but they're going to need to be relevant, okay? And
they speak about her, my wife.
So is that the incident that you're talking about in March?
Welcome to the Ladies'
Did that happen in
Man,
March?
the love line with all the right responses to your romantic.
Spot on. No,
it's
spot on.
That's it.
I'm Leon Phelps. How y'all doing? I'm doing all right. I got my Cavatier right here.
Oh, that's spot on. Now I can't unhear.
Now you can't unhear it. So enjoy the rest of the show.
That's correct.
He even agreed.
Right. And have you
it's perfect.
Been threatening her when she goes to church? You're going to wish that you never went there.
So my wife is a member of this church group IUIC, and they speak on the Bible, but then they push opinionated thoughts out on their members too. So whereas when my wife come home or throughout my day at work, she sends me scripture and says that this is what the Bible says and this is what you should do. So my wife converts over to trying to lead as head of the household. So we have discussions about that.
Okay.
I definitely believe in the Bible, in the scripture in the Bible, and living by the commandments. I'm not an atheist at all. I'm just not certain about that IUIC group, and they appear to
IUIC group. Can anybody got information on that?
What was it again? I see
Craig, you said it like 10 times and threw me off. IUCI group?
Huh.
Oh, look at this. Kitchen court cases already nailed it down here for us. Israel United in Christ.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. My God, on it.
So he's saying she's being brainwashed that he doesn't go to that church because he doesn't like the way they try and make the woman the head of the household.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Also, Chris with the fur is a new member. There it is. Just getting it out of the way now.
Hallelujah.
Well, a bottle of champagne is always really good. And if you don't have $10 for a bottle of champagne, you can always make your own fine champagne with just a box of white wine and some soda water.
There you go. Tips.
To have a lot of control over my wife's thoughts. So, a lot of times, so it's gotten to the point where my wife her opinion is, she feels as though it's the lead opinion in the household, and me is, she says the male is the head of the household, but then she tries to regulate the household. So if she feels that she wants to go to service at 6 o'clock in the evening, she feels that it's okay to stay there until midnight. And I expressed that I strongly disagree that keeping the babies out and at this organization that I have no I don't know anything about them. And I think staying out to 12 o'clock at night is excessive.
So I understand how you feel about that church in particular. Do you say any threats to her about you're going to wish you never went? I'm going to take the kids away or kick you out?
We speak about, well, she'll tell me what she feels the head of household should be. And, other things that the scripture that she's picked up from going to that group, she'll bring it back. So she says to me that I'm not living up to the word of God. I'm not a kingdom man. And
is she covering her ears?
Let's see. One thing
I'm
was
asking you about what you said to her.
Right. So I guess, well, you're looking for
a direct to that part yet. So if you could,
she's looking for an answer.
I know what.
Looking for answers. Welcome. Biggin sends a lot of people over here. We appreciate that.
Appreciate him for sure.
And hopefully you'll be able to tell him thank you and not be mad that you were here.
Being at church until midnight. That's a little odd, right?
6 hours at church, that's a bit much. I mean, when I went to church, it was like everybody's looking at their watches when it was hitting 12 o'clock and time to slip out after we'd only been there about an hour. Right. So that's a lot of churching.
Wow.
And little kids should not be out at midnight, no matter where they're at.
Oh, it's another thing. She's taking the kids too.
Yeah, he said the kids were there. Yeah,
that's
go after midnight.
That's a bit. Yeah, that's.
Let the babies go to bed.
Amazon girl, I
Speaking
owe
of
you
babies.
Hallelujah. I think that the judge is right along with us, very confused, and then now she's trying just to pry one freaking answer out of this dude, one straight answer, please. And I don't think he's really done more than one answer, really. Anything.
He's definitely dodgy.
So
She said
what
some
we
things to you about it. I'm asking you if you threatened her about going to that church.
no, I'm fine with her going to that church. I just merely said go in a respectable hour, and I've said that if she feels as though I'm not living up to an IUIC kingdom man, even though I live by the commandments, I don't commit adultery, I go to work 6 days a week, I come home, spend time with the family, do things with the kids. I don't have any male friends. I just go to work and come home, spend time with the family. So I don't do anything that's outside of the Bible's teachings and things. So I tell her, if she feels as though I'm not living up to her standards as a kingdom man, then maybe she should consider that, that we separate, and she marry a kingdom man from IUIC, because of, she says that I'm not worthy.
Okay.
Mm,
I'm
well,
going to give you an opportunity to show us exhibits that are relevant in a moment. But do you have anything else to say about any of the other allegations that she said today?
They do not hold full value. They are inflated. Oh, and the allegations were about the sexual activity, the physical forcing.
Mhm.
I have a condition in my spine where I have degenerated disc, they're bulging. And we were even that was even prior to a vehicle accident that we were involved in. Since that accident, I've been treating with a spine surgeon. I mean, a spinal doctor at the VA hospital for over 3 years. I have been put on, like, I'm not disabled by any means, but it's a work restriction type authorization from the doctor that states that I'm not able to operate and perform at full capacity, that I have limitations on my strength and my back. So
are we heading towards the sex allegations that he's
hell of a
he's
way
got
to
a-
get there? With every question and every answer, it's exhausting with this dude.
the court thing is very like, oh man, they're bringing up the church. The church seems to be playing a huge part in this
for her.
Yeah, real big part. He hates it, she loves it,
and he has a point, though. I mean, she would, if that is what she wants, she'd be much better off with somebody from the church.
That's a valid point he made. That's the one valid point he made.
I know,
if that's what she wants, that's
there's not many, but that is one of them.
The only valid point he's made so far. But I understand what he says. He's got these limitations. He's on a limited work schedule. If he's going to the VA, that means he's a veteran. Means he's getting some VA money. That's right. Lathe man can't get it going no more.
I have a reduction in my ability to be I mean, I'm still a man, of course, but
still a man.
I have limitations.
Still a man, baby.
My strength is not up to par at all because of my back. And also, where it comes into that allegation about physically.
Thank you, Jeff.
And I just wanted to cite to the court, even though I am a man, my wife.
I like that he likes to keep telling us, "I'm still a man, baby."
When you're in a conversation with other people, do you make sure to point that out regularly that you are a
So
man?
you know, I'm still a man. Nothing. I got a bad back.
I got these limitations.
I just got limitations. Them things. Look, when the wind blows, the sock just hangs. If you know what I mean, Your Honor. I go into the room. The sundial is always saying 6 o'clock. If you know what I'm saying, Judge, I'm still a man.
That comment of the week, Jeff.
That is a good one.
That
is a good one. Look, she has made some very not lighthearted accusations towards him, but he is also coming back with some of the stupidest responses we've seen in a while, Your Honor.
I got to throw this out there too.
It is kind of culty sounding with all the
very much so
6 hours at a time at church,
especially with a lot of you that have done a little bit of research there in the chat, and yeah, sounds that way. I gotta say this, and this is maybe kind of an odd thing that I'm feeling at the moment. I'm not sure if he's necessarily lying. Like usually when somebody is like misdirecting conversations or trying to, but I don't feel as if he's particularly just throwing out lie after lie after lie, which usually in a circumstance like this, like what we're seeing evolve right now, it's typically just a bunch of lies. But I don't know, maybe he's just really good at it. Maybe I'm under his spell now and I've been manipulated to I don't know.
He's got a beautiful cadence with his voice when he comes in and tells you, look here, I got the bulge, if you know what I mean. I'm still a man. Don't you dare ever doubt it.
That's right.
I'm all man, lady.
Do you think he mentions that any more times?
I think he does, and I'm pretty sure he does have these dealing ons with his back. I don't doubt that at all, but just remember, this is a man.
And
so that's a dono, baby.
Regina, not a man.
Not a man, Regina. At least not now. Whatever floats your boat, baby.
Thank you, Regina.
Equal height. She's dominant of me in weight, and I'm 20 years her senior. So
oh shit.
I'm 50. I will be 52. She's 32.
Oh,
so
I didn't see that.
I would have never guessed that.
Not that he looks particularly old or she looks particularly young, but I didn't.
I would have never guessed that.
Nope, didn't see that one come. Boy, this thing is full of surprises.
Jeez.
She's very strong. I used to be very strong, but not anymore.
Ladies' man.
And then where it comes to ripping her clothes off and forcing her legs, again, she's strong and youthful. I have also been speaking with a primary care doctor because I was speaking to them about my testosterone, my body, because it's
what?
A big fan of Tron. It opened up not long ago at
look here. Look here, have you tried out testosterone? One hell of a ride, baby.
Testosterone.
It's breaking down. I'm losing my ability to perform like I used to. And I've also mentioned to the doctor that I'm suffering from ED.
ED, Creed. If you're new here, you don't know what ED is. That's erectile dysfunction. I like that he's making it sound like he was a vaudeville performer. I can't perform like I used to. If you know, I will come out there. I do a show 6 days a week, twice on Sunday, baby, but not no more. You're lucky to get one a month.
I recommended testosterone shots and supplements to offset my lack of erection. That was over 9 months ago when I spoke to him to make the appointment, which means, of course, that condition existed even prior to that. I even had an appointment today to go in to be to get a deeper consultation about my ED situation. And I understand you said we'll cite evidence.
Well,
But
yeah, we can switch to exhibits if you
I
have,
believe it.
but so the way this works is you can tell us I think you have a lot, and so you're
Oh
gonna
my
need to try
God,
to
100
direct
more,
more
please.
to what is relevant. Okay, related
Y'all know, I'd like to hear
to
more about my
allegations in this
penis.
petition, okay?
right.
So
And
what
overall,
are we looking for the exhibits?
oh, well, I was within my exhibits, I had included where the petitioner, so she cited me for being abusive and mean and sexually aggressive. And I understand you saying the petitioner could have been reaching out to me, but if my wife was so tormented and distressed from me physically taking advantage of her, it was my question as to why she was sending me a lingerie model in a garter belt, like sexual content type lingerie.
But she
To,
sexting him,
you
or
know,
She sent a lingerie model.
yeah, the way
Se-
he made it sounds, they're either texting or she sent over a toy for
Is she in the lingerie that he's talking about?
with the
She
garter.
wearing look here. She wearing garter belt. She got that lingerie on. She know that there's no lead in this pencil, Daddy. You can't write nothing. You can't write nothing with just the eraser.
and
So
and
that was after the
that was during the
TPO.
that was during the TPO.
During the
She sent me
TPO.
that. Then she sent me a
What?
video of where we went to a hotel for her birthday to celebrate, and she was doing seductive dancing and like twerking, like where you pop your bottom.
Okay, let me get this right.
I didn't expect that.
During the TPO, the 30-day TPO she got, she was sending him videos of herself in lingerie, being sexual, doing sexual, I believe he said bottom popping, better known as twerking. That's weird. That's very
Especially
strange.
during when you supposedly have a protection order against somebody. Hi, Josh.
I know it's not against the rules per se, but still, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, Kristen, I think I think that maybe she's trying to get him worked up and or trying to trap him. One of the two.
Because if he messages her back, boom, that's it, right? That's a violation. She can send him stuff, but if he turns around and sends something back, that's it. He's violated, right? Am I wrong?
I don't think that she can contact him either. I don't think Flesh will thank him. Thank you.
Does it prohibit her?
I would think so, because that wouldn't be fair. I don't think the other way around.
Entrapment is what you're saying.
That's kind of how I'm taking it,
like
right there.
suggestive.
Okay, so that was sent during the TPO.
That's correct.
Okay.
So she's
Are there
and it's
any-
like, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So you've described the exhibit. We'll see if we need to see it. Anything else that you want to tell me about, or we can pull up on an exhibit that has something to do with the allegations?
There's a lot in the exhibits. Oh, where she says mean and hateful to the kids. I was having a great deal of trouble uploading content, and that department that manages that, they can
Is that because you're bulged
cover,
too?
Justify my attempts. But there's a lot of content that I could not load. So there was some footage that I was able to upload where me and the kids interact and play with one another. I go outside with them and play on the scooters, and they always cling to me and have fun. Like they're happy when they're around me.
Well,
And
she
even
hasn't said anything about you being. I haven't heard anything about that, so I understand. So some of the exhibits are pictures of you and the kids having fun. Okay.
right where she was saying that what I felt she's painting a picture that I'm verbally just a hateful father and mean to the kids, when it's in actuality the kids cling to me more than her. They off, you know.
No,
I'm
we don't.
trying to find out if there are any specific exhibits that we need to look at, because you said you sent a bunch in, and I.
They all have some relevance. They all have some relevance, especially
Madam Clerk, how many exhibits are there?
Judge, it looks like maybe a page and a half or almost 2 pages.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
So
God.
he have them labeled. If you want to say B7 or A1, I can pull it up that way. So, sir, if you can just tell me what the
2.5 pages.
or whatever, I can pull
So
it
many
up
she
for you.
won't even count them.
Okay.
On that note, I'm going to run out and check the traffic and run them together. I'll be over there.
Go ahead.
I'm opening up. Well, I put them all like they're all relevant. They all have some content in them. So like
I know, but we don't. I mean, like, we do have other hearings, and we can't go through.
Okay,
I mean, first of all, let me tell you something. When people testify, I'm listening to you. You have sworn to tell me the truth. Both of you have. If there's something you want me to see that the other one disputed, you can tell me and we can
He
pull
said
it
'em.
up. If there's, I don't even know, 40 exhibits of, you have pictures with your kids, I don't need to see that. Okay, that's not really relevant to whether you were her allegations
Get it
against you
going.
regarding her. So, so I'm not going to go tabbing through the exhibits myself. Do you have any idea of the ones that aren't of pictures of your kids that have something to do with this?
Okay, so where she's has
Wrong channel.
painted a picture of me performing a lot of sexual activity, like there's video A4.
Whoa, we're not just going to play videos about sexual activity. So can you tell me what it purports to be?
Sure, that particular piece of evidence, it refers to like where she's the aggressor on me. So she's in that particular one, she's sitting on my lap, grinding on me.
Okay, so let me.
What? Are you serious? We're bringing out. All right, so now we're bringing out videos of her grinding on him to show that she's, she's all about it. But judge isn't going to let us see that. No way in hell.
First of all, this is on the internet, so I am, taking that into consideration, but I'm also listening to what you're saying. I understand your testimony to be that whatever she's saying about that, she has also been an instigator of sexual activity. Is that what you're telling me?
Correct.
Yes.
And there's one, I think there's an exhibit where I spoke about having that ED, where she sent me a text showing, it was like an Instagram text, and she was asking me, so in the Instagram, it was promoting like this husband took this sexual stimulant and it made him like a real beast in the bedroom. So
oh my God. So let me describe what I seen in this ad, Your Honor. Apparently, this man took what appeared to be a blue pill, and it was shaped like a diamond, like the ones Rihanna sung about being in the sky. He took it, and next thing you know, he was a beast in the bed. He was laying the lumber. He was plowing the fields. I believe they showed a giant rocket blasting off into space.
She sent text to me. She said, which honey pack is this? And she mentioned definitely not the one from the gas station that I picked up. And then I just responded, I have no idea.
Okay.
So,
well, let me say this. I don't believe your wife's testimony was that she was never interested in sexual activity with you. Okay. So, anyway, I don't think we need to look at that one. What else do you have?
Oh my God.
And I'm listening to what you're saying and taking that in. Okay.
Okay. Well, it's kind of hopping around where, let's see, I'm trying to be quick.
You're doing fine.
Well, there was I didn't get to upload everything, and it takes so long. I'm just gonna cite some of the things. There was a statement where, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. Time to take my meds.
She sent a text, and within the content, she was saying how my daughter discussed her soul. She was saying she can't wait for court tomorrow because I'm gonna make that little demon. I can't. I'm going to make.
Oh boy.
April. Oh, no, that's not correct. I did screenshots, but of course they're in the phone, so I can always reference it back. Everything is kind of consolidated in. But she was saying how my daughter's a little demon. She said, my daughter, she said, ugh, she discussed my entire soul. At one instance, she said, my daughter, my ex-wife, she said, you Chelsea in 225 planned this, didn't you? Like, I don't want to insult her or make you feel as though I'm trying to insult her, but it's like where it was said that we need family counseling, marital counseling, things like that.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to rush and I kind of lost my thought.
You ain't trying to rush. What is he
but
talking
she was
about?
trying to insinuate that my daughter coming to my house from college and my ex-wife, that the three of us were colluding to get back together and kick my wife out and take the kids away. That's what she was believing in her mind. And at one point, when my wife issued the TPO to my daughter, I was at work.
He's trying to hurry, Mike.
I think
There's a TPO against your daughter.
She made one against my daughter also, and my wife Chelsea, she said, let her go to her mother. They're not going to arrest her, restraining order. They're not going to arrest her now, the restraining order. Just look up how it will affect her life. And then she said, she became angry because she thought I was talking to someone against her. And she said, I'm going to pull up on you. She said, answer the phone now. I'm on the way. That's in the text message. And
when was that?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't have the dates, but they're all probably within. That's March 1st. That was March 1st, and I want to let the record know also that I had so much other information, and miraculously, my phone was deleted. Everything from March 1st all the way back out is gone.
What?
And my wife has all my codes to all my phones because we're open books. We don't have anything to hide. She accessed my phone, so she has all my codes to everything. So apparently, maybe when I was in the shower or asleep, she got my phone, and she already had motive because she said it in these pieces of evidence that my daughter and I are going to pay, and that's in one of these.
Did you submit that to the court?
I did.
But you can still get those though. You can
Yeah.
still get that stuff. I mean, it's not like it's permanently deleted.
I'm sure there's some way, but I mean, there I was. I look at my phone 1 minute, boom, gone. We know each other's codes.
Mike, I don't know if this is too much, but going back to the beginning of this, where you said that we're going to be very split, everybody's going to have their own opinion. Totally up to you, but I kind of vote maybe for a poll, but I wouldn't put it up until close to the end if you wanted to, or we could just do it through chat. But I kind of want to know where everybody stands on.
Yeah. We can do the ones and twos. We'll do one for, of course, the lady down here.
Don't do it yet, Chad.
Won't do it yet. Wait,
not yet. I'll
wait.
tell you when.
We'll do ones for the lady and twos for the man, but we'll wait.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit more testimony.
If you can, Madam Clerk, I have no idea how we would find that.
I think
And
this is
then
the
you could
first
just,
question.
like
we've
I said
asked.
before, just tell me what number. How did you label? If it's A1.
All right,
or
evidence. Here we go, guys. Finally.
2-1.
And I have some, but more, but they didn't get.
That's fine. Let's talk about what got submitted. Did you?
And then she even said, she admitted to me, and she said, I feel like I need mental help. So she's going back and forth. So every piece of content that she sent me during the TPO, it says how she missed me, the family missed me, she's in love, she can't wait for us to get back together.
I believe that because we heard it at the beginning. She did say stuff like that.
Me about 50 illustrating this. So she presents on paper that I'm this monster, that all these allegations that I'm doing all of these things, but I have photo and video and audio, and even with the audio, she was trying to coerce me to communicate with her across the messenger, which the sheriff in the document said that is forbidden. She also sent me a text. I missed my daughter's, with London, who's 11. I missed her graduation because of the TPO.
Okay, I do apologize, Judge. I found one. I'm trying to go through them as he speaks. So I found one text that he was talking about court. Did you want to see that?
You sure?
Okay.
She also
Just
sent
a moment,
me.
sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, here we go.
Regina is 1,000% right about that. You're gonna have to be kind and rewind.
Yeah. It's too much to unpack in this
All
one.
right.
I cannot wait for court tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure that little demon can never be within 100 feet of me or the kids until Twink and Bash are old enough to talk in complete sentences. She disgusts my entire soul.
Well, that's a direct quote. I mean, he does got her saved in the phone as wife and all that nice stuff. But
also, I'd like to point out that that the battery is fully charged almost.
Yeah, and 5G, baby.
Well, we did hear about referring to the demon.
Yeah. I'm guessing Twink and Bash. I noticed that Sebastian was one of the kids, so I'm guessing these are just shortened little pet names for their kids. Again, he told the truth about that.
So can you tell me what this is? Is this a text message from your wife?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not centered or something. I can't see.
What?
I can't see it.
Okay, try.
Oh, maybe. Oh, okay.
I can see it.
Okay, I see it now. Yes, that's one. That's one.
Okay, just a second. Miss Richardson, do you have any objection to this coming into evidence?
I have absolutely no objection because what he's
that's all I need to hear.
Oh, she was about to cut loose, foot loose.
Mr. Richardson, okay, so you already told us about this.
I stand by this comment.
Nice emojis, by the way.
It's a lot of love,
it would have to be. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I have horrible memory.
Okay,
I-
that's fine. All right.
Memory.
I would say March. I would say
Okay.
March during the
Okay.
time of the TPO, and then I was sent a text where my wife was trying to get me arrested because she sent a text and said that insinuated that I should have come to the graduation and sat in the room and just sat on the other side of the room to watch my daughter's graduation. So she's trying to get me arrested for violating TPO.
Okay. All right.
There's more.
Okay. Well, let me.
Yes,
So
sir.
I think I understand what you're saying. Okay. And I'm.
All right. So again, somebody had made the comment about how she's 32, getting into her prime years as a woman.
He's a broken
And
down man.
he's a broken down old man that
No
can't.
memory, no doing.
His memory's bad. He can't
Got a
swing that
ball.
hammer no more. I think now's a good time. Everybody can start maybe
Open it
giving
up.
their opinions. One, if you're believing her. Two, if you're believing him. Or-
Constables. You can either elect somebody or you all keep a running tab if you could try to get an idea. It doesn't have to be exact. So it's going to be 1 if you believe her and 2 if you believe him, correct?
yeah, or 3 that you don't believe neither one of them and they both crazy.
There's always that too. I like that. 1, 2, or 3. There you go.
I may
All right.
come back to you if I have some more questions. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you have anything,
I have more.
I get what you're saying about the text messages that she's been saying since the TPO. Is there anything else you want me to know before I go back to your wife and ask her some questions?
Just that everything as a whole is a plot to, and it's embedded in somewhere in this. If not, I can provide it to the court. It's a plot to tarnish me, to make me pay. She said she wanted my daughter to pay, to suffer, and she wants me to suffer. She say my daughter and I are enemies, and she was going to do whatever it takes to make sure we pay. So her method of ensuring that I pay was exaggerating stories to present to court to you today, to get me kicked out of my home and get into any trouble that she could try to get me into, because she feels that no one is on her side, and that she's gonna make sure that if nothing else, I'll get what's due to me. In that circumstance, that would relate to allegations that she can make up against me. And I have so much more that I could show you that
Well, I'm gonna talk to your wife now again, okay? And if I understand there's a lot of exhibits and we may go back into them, okay?
And I was unable to upload a lot. There's a lot I could not.
We're not gonna go back into that, okay?
Okay.
You guys are not the only hearing I have today, so I'm gonna have to keep moving this along. Okay.
And
yes.
Yes.
Oh, you was talking to me?
Yep.
Oh, I was just saying that in the mediation, I had said that I was.
Well, we're not going to talk about what you all said in mediation.
Oh, no.
Private.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I want to return to my home and to my family.
Okay.
And seek the counseling, seek the treatment, mental evaluation.
Agaflasha.
Members only 5:30 for Credence and Monkey YouTube channel. Make sure you're there for that. I'm seeing a lot of 3s, a lot of 2s, very few 1s. I think I've
Very
counted
few ones.
3 1s. Again, if half of what she said is true, terrible. If none of what she says is true, she should be ashamed of herself. I don't know. We are not mind readers. We don't know. And I feel like the judge really doesn't know what the hell's going on at this point.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Richardson. I may have some more questions for you. You can mute now. All right, Ms. Richardson.
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Ms. Richardson, did you send him some texts while the TPO, after you've been served with a TPO?
Yes.
Okay, and were they, as he characterized them?
So, as far as, I guess I could start with the.
I think some of them have been submitted as evidence, so we can pull them up if you want.
That's fine.
I mean, if you want to just tell me about it though, that'll work too.
So I could start with the lingerie photo. I sent him, because pretty much me being at home with the kids, that's what I do. I send TikToks and all that other stupid stuff. So I sent him a video, a lingerie set, like, because I'm thinking like, this is the stuff I want to like.
So ma'am, why did you send him text messages during the TPO?
I wasn't told that I could not contact him. And my whole reasoning for this is I wanted him to realize why we are here. It was never because I want a divorce, or I don't love my husband, or I, like you said earlier, that I expressed that I'm not sexually into my husband. It's because of all the abuse that I just wanted him to realize is a problem, is not normal, and to stop it. And just by, I'm sorry.
Well, here's a sort of a broad question for you. Are you asking the court to extend this to a 12-month protective order?
Especially after what I just heard now, yes, because he doesn't get it. He doesn't get why we're here. He doesn't understand what he has done, the physical, whether sexual abuse, the physical, the verbal, how it's affected me, how it's affected the kids. I never said he was abusive to the kids or horrible to them all the time. But when I initially filed the petition, he had never, it all came as a shock how he treated them, and him putting his arms around my neck, even though he had been violent in the past. We hadn't been doing any of that. None of that had been the case until his daughter came with all of.
I thought she said he put his hands around her neck. Now she just said he put his arm around my neck, which is what he said he did.
Oh,
trying to break them up when they were fighting.
Good. That's a good catch.
Okay.
I won't go there.
So you heard his testimony about that happened during an altercation between you and his daughter. Is that when it happened?
No. Thank you, because I actually forgot about that. When he put his hand.
What? No, I actually forgot about that.
So she had to be reminded of one of the pillars, right?
Yes, of your whole entire case, what you're doing here.
Right.
Look, if he's doing this, he deserves to have his hands broken. But if she's sitting here not telling the truth, you can't lie on somebody's bad. But yeah, we forget stuff. Stuff happens, and he's admitted he's got a bad memory.
My 9-year-old and my 12-year-old were asleep when that happened. They did not see that. That happened the next day. We were downstairs. I was talking to him. He was in the kitchen. I know you don't know where my kitchen is, but it's 2 rooms. He was in one room. I was in the dining room with my 2 kids. It was a heated discussion, but I wasn't fussing, I wasn't cursing, and I was nowhere near him. Then he walked across the room, rushed across the room, and put his hands around my neck. So that was a bold-faced lie.
Okay. So, all right, you are asking for a 12-month protective order. You're asking for custody of the children. and him to have no contact with you in any way. Is that what you want? That's what you're asking for?
Unfortunately, yes. Because 30 days was not enough for him to see the problem with that behavior. The fact that he's lying about that
All right,
behavior.
I'm gonna put y'all in a breakout, or not a breakout room, but the waiting room. We may need to take a lunch break, and I'll come back to this. And
Now the judge just told the biggest lie that we've heard today.
She ain't coming back.
I sat in front of this computer all day, every day, Monday, especially on Tuesdays and through Thursday. I come out here at 9 o'clock. I don't leave until they're done with court. She never come back with this case. She never showed back up with this case. She did some other cases, but she never came back with this verdict.
Huh.
To me,
do you
I
think,
don't know.
Do you think maybe that she backed out? That after they, that reality set in, and maybe I
don't know.
Man.
I feel like it'd have been another case of her just backing out of it again if it is granted. She does need to go get another man. I'm gonna say that right now. She needs another man. 100%. She needs a new man.
Let's see what you guys thought.
Oh, yeah, statistics.
So far, there are 2 votes for her, 5 votes, including my upvote, 4 votes for undecided between the constables. So you add that in with the 2s, the 3s. Certainly the chat. You thought it'd be a little more closer to 50-50.
I mean, wait till everybody in the comments attacks and tells us how mean we were to the woman and didn't listen to her. I'm sure there'll be plenty of that. But again,
we listened so much that
hard.
you even caught her saying, but about the arm, which is a big difference.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden we had all these details about how he run across the room and did this and that and the other. And I'm like, there's a lot of inconsistencies.
That one right there is what really did it for me. And I think
the sending videos is so weird. I mean, you've already gotten rid of them. Why are you constantly trying to lure him back into? She said, because that's what I wanted. I wanted us to be like that. You can't change him. If he did those things, any of those things, not even if he didn't do all those things, if he did any of those things, you shouldn't want him around. He's a real POS. I mean, he shouldn't be around at all.
Yeah.
He's got to go. Don't bring him around to kids. Don't nothing. Just get rid of him. Get you another man that's going to be your age.
I got to say, as far as me personally, after all of that, I would go with 3 also, simply because I think that they both need help. They don't need each other. It's a terrible, toxic relationship. I don't think that there's any coming back from that. No coming back. Even if they both love each other, even if they both want just. And this goes, we make a lot of jokes about guys going after women that, they want to change. Well, this is almost the same thing. Her going after him, wanting him to change with all of her ideals, and especially with that church, she takes that very serious. That's a big part of her life.
Big part of her life.
I don't think let's take his word and say, okay, so he believes in God. He's a church going man, but not to that extent of what she's into. Still, even with that, even if he was super into church, it still would not be in her head. It would still not be at her level where she wants it to be. But
and domestic violence is no joke. Nope. I know we make a lot of jokes. We make fun of stuff and we point out things that are very not like most court channels. We're not here to be like everyone else. We're here to do something different that's going to entertain you guys, maybe bring out something that'll make you feel better. And if you're in the chat and you want to feel like talking about something that's happened to you, maybe there'll be a little bit of, validation, and maybe it'll help somebody in the end. We're here to help people, make people laugh, and have a good time. We're not here to be like everybody else. We're not here just to upload videos. We're here to build a community, and my God, you're a part of it. The world's most dangerous chat, Creed.
And to have an open discussion about things without having to be worried about, getting ridiculed or
kicked out,
any of that. But yeah, couldn't have said it any better. All right, guys, I'm heading off to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I will hopefully see you right on time for We Gotta Chase Florida Friday today. I hope.
It is Florida Friday, Creed. A lot of really interesting stuff we're going to check out. I almost included a video of a man getting his arm bit off the other day while he was trying to take a piss outside of a bar. Nice. But I said, you know what? Why do that when we've got great car chases, people crashing, pitting, running down the bad boys in the Florida Man section?
So I'll be with you live before the race is actually times out, like absolutely perfect. Hopefully we can do a little walk around of all the fun things to do, depending on time wise. So tune in for that.
Yeah, and we're still going to be doing members only. Just join us for that at 5:30. All kinds of crazy. If you're watching here on We Got a Case, I lied to you yesterday and said there would be something debuting at 6 o'clock. Apparently, when Mikey was doing it in the middle of the night, he didn't realize he did it for the next day, which will be today at 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you're not a member of Members Only on Credence and Mikey, you still got something happening you can do just for fun.
The Long Weekend Express, a.k.a. the Monetary Monorail, a.k.a. the way we keep the lights on around here and keep doing these lives.
Yeah, baby.
Appreciate you. Flusha was foist. Bigfoot is real, and I think was here today. Deborah K.H., who was not very late today. The Prairie Farm Table, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. They call me Rose, Kendra, Chris Whit Fur, Amazon Girl, Melissa, Regina, and Flusha. And every time I see Regina's name, I always want to say Regina because I just think that's fun.
Have you ever seen Forget About It? That's where they stay. They stay in Regina, Canada.
I love it. All right, guys. See you 405 East.
We love you. Take care of yourself. Watch out. Leave a comment if you're watching this in the future. If it's morning, noon, or night, we're keeping it tight. Top Guys out. I don't know what we're keeping tight, but definitely not the format.